Hey everyone, Certified High Performance Coach Michelle Weimer here with you today. Welcome to today's Wednesday Wisdom, and in continuing with our conversation from last week and for this whole month, we're talking about holiday tips to survive the holidays stress-free and just really have a more joyful holiday season. So today we are talking about how to go to all those holiday gatherings and be able to maintain a healthy lifestyle. So it's like how to go to the holiday gatherings without getting all that holiday gain that can happen during this time of the year. So, really the biggest tip is very, very simple. You can treat yourself, but don't cheat yourself. You want to remember to eat and drink mindfully. And quite honestly, just like last week, this tip is really something to live by. It's not just during the holidays, but what happens during the holidays, there are a lot of extra parties and get-togethers, a lot of foods that maybe you don't eat all year, special things that you might splurge on. And not to say that you don't want to enjoy your holidays. I mean, like, that's okay. I get it. My family does a lot of extra cooking during the holidays. We have special traditions and foods that we eat only during Christmas time. We don't eat it any other time of the year. So I get that, but the thing is you don't want to sabotage all the hard work you've done all year long. You don't want to, overeat to the point where you don't feel well, or overdrink to the point that you don't feel well. You don't want to sabotage all the hard work. If you've been working hard at losing weight, you don't want to do, something now that's going to cause you to gain extra weight back and kind of sabotage yourself and set you up in a bad spot for the beginning of the year. And, honestly, you don't want to jeopardize that healthy lifestyle that hopefully you've started to create for yourself. So how do you do that? Some simple things to keep in mind, okay? First of all, and this one is going to be kind of a no-brainer, but here's the deal. Like, common sense isn't always common practice, as my mentor Brenda Burchard always says. But this one's simple. Eat and drink in moderation. Just don't splurge and go nuts. Like, if you want to try something that you don't normally get to eat all year long, fine, try it. Have a little bite, have a little small piece, but don't overindulge. So eat and drink in moderation. And in terms of drinking, I'm gonna kind of go back and forth between eating and drinking, but one of the rules of thumb to keep in mind when you are drinking alcohol is to have a glass of water between each drink. So that helps you drink in moderation. It also helps you stay hydrated. And hydration is one of the things that can actually cause headaches. So to keep that hangover away, that holiday hangover away, not only drink in moderation, but have a glass of water in between. So it helps you, not only be in moderation, but be, a little slower in your consumption. The next thing is be selective, okay? As often as you can, try to choose healthy, low calorie, low fat choices. I realize that you can't always do that. Sometimes you're in certain places where there are not a lot of healthy options, which I'm going to give you a tip for that in just a second. But if you can, choose healthy, low calorie, low carb options. And if you are drinking alcohol, be selective, choose healthy options. So a little tip or rule of thumb: the darker the drink, the more sugar. So if you, and think in terms of mixers here and alcohol, right? For example, a mixer of juice or cola has a lot more calories and sugar than maybe a spritzer or a sparkling water would. Now, for wine, that's not necessarily the same rule of thumb. Ideally, in terms of making a healthy choice, red wines are better than white. But when it comes to the sugar in those wines, dry wine, whether it's red or white, drier the wine, the less sugar. The sweeter the wine, duh, obviously, the more sugar. So choose wisely. Make your, be selective with what you're consuming. Now, back to that, what if there are not a lot of healthy choices? One thing that's a great tip that you can do is eat before you go. If you know you're going to a party and there's going to be a lot of food and drinks there, eat healthy before you go so you're not super hungry when you get there, and then you're less likely to consume as many calories. Or if it's something that you have the opportunity to volunteer to bring something, then do that and volunteer to bring a healthy option. So that way you know that there will definitely be at least one thing there that you can eat that's healthy. And along those same lines of your food consumption, I always jokingly say, the thought here is don't graze. And I always say, that's what farmers do to fatten their animals, but it's actually true, right? So don't graze. If you are at a gathering where there's kind of like a buffet or an hors d'oeuvre party going on, there's all these foods laid out. I've been to those gatherings where there's just big spread of food. Make up a rule of the one and done. Get one plate, put your food on it, eat it, and be done. Don't graze. Don't keep walking back up to the table. Don't just keep grabbing little things because, and this kind of goes back to that thought of being mindful, because what will happen is you'll end up consuming a lot more calories than you realize you're eating, because you're just kind of randomly and mindlessly going back, grabbing a little something here or there. So make a rule of the one and done. Get your one plate, fill it with, again, your selective foods that you've chosen. Eat what's on that plate and be done. Now let's talk about eating what's on that plate. This is where the mindful piece comes in, you guys. Being mindful about what you eat and what you drink will help you enjoy more and consume less. So what I mean by that is eat slowly and really pay attention to what you're eating. If you know you want to taste that dessert or that treat that you only get once a year, then get it, back to our moderation tip, get a little piece of it and really enjoy it. Be mindful, savor the bite, taste it, enjoy it, and enjoy the process of eating it. You will feel more satisfied with less. Okay, so be mindful when you're eating. Consuming just like eating quickly while you're chatting and talking and then going back and grazing, like that's the stuff that gets you into trouble. So if you are mindful, remember that's the whole concept today. And the old saying, eat, drink, and be merry. Well, I would just encourage you to change that to eat, drink, and be mindful this holiday season. So be mindful with everything you do. The last couple of tips I have for you today is I want you to think about some healthy alternatives to emotional and stress eating and drinking. I mean, let's face it, the holidays can bring about a lot of extra stress, and it can bring up a lot of emotions. And all too often, people will choose to eat or drink their way through their emotions or through stress. And it's not a healthy habit. Again, everything I'm talking about, these are rules for life. Like these are things to work on all year long. And so many of you do, but then the holidays come around and we kind of sabotage that because things are different. Things are, there's so much more going on. So if you can, just keep these rules of thumb all year long. But back to that, that ways or alternatives to managing stress and emotions, again, all year long, but right now, particularly because stress seems to become much higher during the holidays, and emotions can be really heightened during the holidays, especially depression. So be very mindful, again, mindfulness, about what you're feeling and what you're going through, and have some healthy alternatives. Meditation is a great way to manage your stress. Journaling to work through emotions. Call a friend. Just know somebody that you can count on. Get the help that you need. Speak with someone. Have your coach there to help you stay accountable. See a counselor or a therapist if you are really dealing with some emotions or depression during the holidays. But have an alternative to sabotaging yourself with unhealthy eating and drinking during the holidays. And along those same lines, my last tip, which actually is a great way to manage the stress and the emotions, the last piece here is exercise. Exercise daily for optimal physical and emotional health. And again, do it all year, right? Like 2020 is coming. Make that commitment to do it all year, but don't wait till then. Start now if you haven't already. And if you are, don't waste the holidays and make the excuses, oh, it's holiday time. I'm going to skip my workout today. No, this is all the more time when you really need to be exercising regularly. So make a point to do that. Because here's the thing, what exercise is going to do, as I mentioned, not only help with the physical, but the emotional health. You have endorphins that are released when you exercise. It relieves stress. It helps you increase your energy, which, hey, come on, if you have a lot of extra things to do during the holidays, who doesn't need more energy, right? Like, who doesn't need more energy all year long? But especially during the holidays, when you have all those extra tasks and you have those extra events that you're going to, you need your energy. So exercise can help increase your energy, manage your stress, relieve stress, release endorphins to help you maintain a happier mindset and mentality, and manage that weight during the holidays, because I know you're going to eat a little extra. We all do, right? But following these tips today will help you manage that and keep from having those holiday gatherings lead to holiday gains. So here's the next thing now. I want to hear from you. If you have a certain way that you help manage your eating and drinking during the holidays, so that you can maintain a healthy lifestyle, I want to know, and I want you to share that with me today in the comments. So post below, share your comments on how you maintain a healthy lifestyle during the holidays. And I just want to challenge you, eat, drink, and be mindful this holiday season. So until next week, I want to thank you for joining me. And until next time, this is Certified High Performance Coach, Michelle Weimer. Bye for now.